Hi, everyone. My name is Emily, and the article I chose is titled How New Models of Vaccine Development for COVID-19 Have Helped Address a Epic Public Health Crisis. And I chose this article because I think it's very relevant right now, and it provides some good insight for the development of vaccines and for the future of vaccines. So, a little introduction. The COVID-19 pandemic is something that has spread all across the world and has affected many different countries. Experts around the world have been looking for solutions to this pandemic, and while social distancing and mask wearing have done a great job at reducing the amounts of COVID cases, they were still looking for a more permanent solution. This solution is vaccinations. So, vaccine trials began in the summer of 2020 and it almost became a race. They even titled it Operation Warp Speed. So while this rapid vaccination is definitely good for ending the pandemic soon, it also does raise a lot of concerns in the public. But this study aims to describe and analyze how resources, cooperation, and innovation have contributed to the accelerated development of these vaccines. So, what are the contributors to the fast development of these vaccines? First are the resources. There are two types of resources. There's financial resources and there's also human resources. So financial resources have been a large help in speeding up this process. Um, as you can see in this exhibit, you can see how many in this column right here, how many doses we've already committed to purchasing. And in the column next to that right here, you can see how much these doses will cost. So you can see how much money has already been promised to buying these doses and has even already been paid. Um, and in addition to this, a lot of countries have already donated um, billions and billions of dollars already. So financial donations and vaccine purchases have all been really crucial to aiding in the research and development of vaccine doses. And then also under resources are human resources, and this refers to the thousands of volunteers that have volunteered to participate in these vaccine trials across many different countries. Also, cooperation has been an aid in the efficiency of vaccine development. For example, rapid information sharing was really helpful in sharing a large amount of resources regarding SARS-CoV-2, mRNA vaccines, any information that can possibly be useful during these vaccine trials and development has been shared among scientists and experts in many different countries. And also the collaboration between nations has been crucial. And this has also helped eliminate unnecessary duplication of efforts and has enabled risk sharing and diversification as well. And then lastly, innovation. This refers to the technological advancements that we have had recently, the innovation of vaccine technology, whether it's with adenoviruses or with mRNA vaccine technology. These have been extremely helpful in the fast development of these vaccines, um, as well as innovation in vaccine processes. So, for example, um, in the way that trials are held. There was a couple of changes made during the COVID vaccine trials, which allowed um, the development to be sped up, and a new paradigm was developed that allowed the combining of phases to test the vaccine on a larger number of people than usual. So this definitely helped speed up development and delivery as well. So in conclusion, these vaccine trials have definitely been record setting. They're definitely some of the fastest to be developed, but there's also been a large amount of time and money focused on these in a short amount of time. And that acceleration is definitely due to the influx of resources, the significant levels of cooperation and advanced innovation. And what does this mean for the future? So this can lead to master protocols, which could further accelerate clinical trials without compromising safety. So as we saw in these trials, how there's been a few changes to the process. This might be inspiring to other clinical trials to kind of see what they can do to speed up their trials without compromising safety. Obviously, safety is always a main concern, but it's definitely possible to complete things at a faster pace. Um, Also, this can provide lessons for how to optimize the development and accessibility of vaccines against other pathogens under both outbreak or other scenarios. So, say there's another pandemic, we're prepared on what to do and how to do it. But also in cases of that aren't a pandemic and not an outbreak, for other diseases that people are facing every day, maybe this can also inspire some development for vaccines for these viruses as well. And lastly, it can offer knowledge spillovers to other areas of medicine and public health. Um, I think we've learned a lot about different forms of medicine, especially with like telehealth and different ways of providing medical resources to people. We've definitely learned a lot in this pandemic, and I think that it's going to be all useful knowledge for the future. Thank you.